You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. I'm here in the studio with Neal. Jeff still healing from his illness.
Yep, healing from his lifelong illness of being Jeff.
Hopefully when he comes back, he'll be a whole new man.
You got that fixed? Is he getting it removed?
I think he went to the...
Let's not bully Jeff when he's gone. I only like to bully him to his face.
That's true. Yeah, only to his face.
And he'll actually listen to this, so...
That's true. Hopefully Jeff's doing okay.
You could bully me, because I don't ever go back.
Send your well wishes, even though it's going to be past well wishes. But yes, I think he'll appreciate it. He's fine.
He'll be back. He's just a little under the weather.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to be here. I like that you said Triviality of the game, where lack of seriousness, it was like a board game. Like Triviality of the game.
The at-home version, yeah.
We should release that.
Actually, we should do a board game. Matt, what do you think? Would you do a board game?
If the price is right, we'll do anything. We'll license anything.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, we have some great guests here today. We'll have to get their opinion on a Triviality board game first. So we're going to start by introducing our guest player today. So excited to have him here. Both of these guests we had the pleasure of meeting at SporkleCon, which was so much fun in Detroit. We can't wait to hang out with them here in Chicago for 2025. But our guest player today is actually coming to us today from Seoul, Korea, which is pretty sweet. And we're excited to introduce him. Danny Lee, how are you, Danny?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we so great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, so I lived in LA for a bit, and kind of became a digital nomad. I've traveled to like a little over 50 countries. On the way, one of the countries was South Korea, Seoul, and that's where I met the host for today, Michael Kaufman, and we did a bunch of trivia, and now we're kind of doing it together with you guys.
Love it. And speaking of over 50 countries at a digital nomad, if there was one country you'd have to tell people to check out that maybe they normally wouldn't, where would that be?
It's technically Chile, but I think the most unique place that I've been to was Easter Island. I thought that was insane. The worst Wi-Fi ever, but the best huge head statues in the ground that I've seen.
Love it.
That's like one of those bad reviews you see, 1 out of 10, bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Beautiful landscapes, but terrible Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, thank you for being here today. And we're super excited to introduce our host to play today's game. Also met him at SporkleCon and been excited for this game for a while. He's coming to us right outside of Toronto in a town called Fergus. A lot of Scottish people there apparently playing bagpipes, and I'm not just saying that. He told us that, so it's fact. But Michael Kaufman, how are you, Michael?
I'm well, thank you all. So it's nice to be here. Kind of surreal, actually, because I've heard these intros before, but now I'm seeing them happen to me.
Now you're part of it.
You're part of history that will last forever, or at least
Triviality canon.
Yeah, right. Triviality canon. That's right. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, congratulations. You just moved into a new house too, which is great. So a lot of new and exciting change.
Sure. Yeah, my wife and I moved to Fergus. She's a new Canadian, and she got a job in town. So I work full-time online remote. I'm an IT manager for an online publication. And so I mostly just review and push code and work with the developers and stakeholders and whatnot. But it's big trivia fan. I lived in South Korea for 11 years working in IT there. Met Danny at a pub quiz at a bar called Route 66. Shout out to Berta. And so we've been friends ever since. When Danny's in Canada, we go to NBA games together. We, hang out whenever we can, go to Detroit, go to SporkleCon. So it's been a ride, and just, kind of just happy living life out here. So
love it. And I know active on our Discord, which is always great. So shout out to everyone on the Discord who supports the show.
Yeah, for sure. I think I joined it over a year ago, and Discord's one of those kind of weird communities where I don't want my my real name on it. So I just created a username called Quesh and question. And then you guys, when you met me in Detroit, you're just oh, and here's Quesh. Do you like to be called Quesh or Michael? I'm please don't call me Quesh. So
it's you're like a hacker from
the 90s. Say, yeah. You got to get into the mainframe.
Makes it cool again.
Yeah, right. Thank you both for being here. Danny, you're going to be partnering with Matt today. Matt, what is your team name?
I believe that we are Triviality branded soup for the soul.
I think that's right. Yeah, Triviality soup for the soul. And
Nice.
Ken?
Since they're going the soul direction, we're going to go the heart direction. So we're going to be the Heart Foundation,
All right.
which is a wrestling thing, Matt. If you didn't know,
Yes,
I'm
you are a huge wrestling fan.
fan.
yeah. And Michael, any preference on the rules read as we get going here?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm glad you asked because I would be remiss if I didn't request the late, great Gilbert Gottfried.
All right, let's do it.
Triviality Podcast is 2 rounds of 20 questions worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there's a special swing round by this week's host. In the final round, players wager points they've earned for a chance to become the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop.
Yep.
It's good to hear him.
It's good to hear him again.
Fan favorite.
Now,
He lives on.
brings a tear to my eye every time I hear it.
Yeah, really quick. Let's give a shout out to Tony Todd, who passed away recently.
Yeah,
too.
Tony Todd, Candyman.
Wonderful career. Always love to see him in the movies. So
Yeah, he's always-
sincerely, we'll miss Tony Todd.
Great
But,
character actor, yep.
Yeah, let's hop into today's game.
Okay, thanks. So I'll just do a quick intro about the game real briefly. Like my quiz is strictly all general knowledge. So I have the 2 rounds of 10 questions, a bit of a beefy swing round. And we'll finish this thing off nice with a little betting round, and then we can all get back to watching football. And I may mention a category or a theme, but it's not always a clue into the question. And there's no like connection rounds or crazy twists or anything, I think. Okay, so I'll just kick things off with question number 1. The theme or category for this one is called There Are Places I'll Remember. So here's the question. What city was founded in 1701 and named after the French word for straight, referencing its location on a narrow waterway?
Oh, duh. Okay.
All right, we're locked in.
Okay.
All right, so they locked in.
Extrapolate a little bit.
I don't like extrapolating. I just wanted to hit me on the head.
Neil said that he knows the word, but doesn't know if it's a city.
And I
So
took
we'll
one
see.
look at it and I wrote a city down.
Danny, do you have any ideas to start off?
I do know it. This one. Yeah. I mean, if it's like straight like water, I think it's Detroit. And
Okay.
the only reason why
Detroit sounds French. If you
I
say
know
like
it is-
Detroit.
yeah, like my sister used to live there, so yeah.
What did you
Okay.
write down, Neil?
Dwight.
And I said, I took a look at that word and I said, that looks like Detroit.
I didn't even think about that, but and it makes what a great way to kick off the game because we all met in Detroit. It was our meet cute.
That's true. And the category is There Are Places I'll Remember, and we should all remember it. Except maybe Matt. I don't think Matt was there.
That's why I didn't know it. Otherwise, I would have been right on.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. The theme is Oh Boy. What is the name of the Dutch sport where players jump onto a long pole, climb up it, and then leap over a canal, aiming for the furthest distance?
Oh, I've seen this. This is really wild. We need Willem here because I
I don't know the name of it.
know I just call it the sport where the guys climb up the pole.
What was the thing that Red Bull used to do with the
Oh, the
fluke
Haschenmass.
Flutentag.
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 We'll say Flutentag.
Okay.
All right. I'm hoping that you know this one too, Danny.
So I used to letter in this in high school, but I just don't remember what it's called. So not coming to
Were you a red shirt? Yeah. So so no answer, I guess. Yeah. This is called. Oh, are you guys good? Sorry. Might have to edit.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I got nothing there.
So this is called Vuurleppen. So you're actually not too far away, but it means like far leaper. So if you had said far leaper, I would have probably accepted.
I was
that,
right
or
about to
anything
say
along the
that.
lines.
I was right about to say far leaper.
Far leaper.
duh, far leaper. Everyone.
Yeah.
All right. So I stumped you on question 2. Moving to question 3. The theme for this one is called walking. So in 2010, Ed Stafford, explorer and survivalist, became the first person to walk the extent of what? And this was a feat that would be recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records.
Ken, I think unless I'm mixing up my news stories, what do you think about this answer? As long as I think it makes sense.
I think I do actually remember that. So we're locked in.
Okay, so they're locked in. What do you know about long walks, Danny?
I love them. Is this an invite?
This is yes. just throwing feelers out there. I think is this that the road that goes from like the bottom of Chile up through Canada? Is that this one or?
Yeah, it could be that one or the guy who started in South Africa and just kept on going up.
Yeah.
But what year was that again? 2010? Sorry.
2010.
2010.
2010. Because I think the guy who did the Africa one was recent, so I would maybe lean towards what you said, the Chile one.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but I think that's what we'll say. The road that goes from Chile through Canada.
Pan American Highway, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a real thing. So I'm good.
Speaking of Chile, a friend of us told us that Easter Island is really cool. It just has bad Wi-Fi, but yeah, we
Chile. Now I'm hungry. Yeah.
So we weren't sure how specific to be. We didn't really know, but we thought this was the story of the person who walked the longest road in the world, a continuous road without stopping.
Okay, so no points on this question here. I stumped you again, but this is actually. He was walking the Amazon River, so he walked the entire extent of that, and he was a survivalist. I thought that might be the clue, but
I think you'd have to be.
Yeah, right.
yeah, pretty crazy.
A lot of snakes and stuff.
Very interesting Wikipedia page if you're bored for 2 minutes. Okay, question number 4. The category is Give Me Some Skin. This P word is the name for a chronic condition that affects the skin and is linked to an immune system that is too active.
We can lock in because I see these commercials daily.
See, I have wonderful skin, so I don't usually have to deal with things like this. Danny, are you familiar with this?
Well, there's a lot of P words that have to do with the skin, but I'm thinking psoriasis, maybe.
Yes, if we're talking about commercials that I see repeatedly while the Bears are getting beat every week, that would be one of them. So I think we can go with.
I know
psoriasis.
In high school there was a different P word that someone would try and shout louder and louder. I don't think it was psoriasis, but maybe some high schools are different. But we also said psoriasis.
Yes, and the answer is psoriasis. I tried to stump you with the P word, silent P. Okay. Question number 5. This is the user-submitted question. This comes from my wife, Lily. And this question is as follows. Coco Lee is the first Chinese musician to perform at the Academy Awards. She did so in 2001 when she sang A Love Before Time. From which film is the song?
Okay, so they're locked in. 2001, don't remember the Oscars or Academy Awards, wherever this is from. Do you have any idea, Danny?
So... My last name is Lee. I saw this movie at a screening with the director of this film, Ang Lee, in attendance. And the film would be Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And it was just a big Lee party with a bunch of Lees and
so
Coco Lee singing. Yeah.
So what you're saying is you have a few inroads on this.
Yeah.
Was Spike Lee there?
Yeah. Front row yelling at Ang Lee. Time to do better.
Sitting next to Christopher Lee.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
They're all there.
All eating Sara Lee. That was a great poll there. I didn't even think about that, Ken.
Yeah, we said Mulan.
Okay, yes. Well, the answer is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Danny, I wish you had told me that story before.
After 5 questions, that poll there from Danny and all the Lees at the party put you guys in the lead. So you have 30 points, and we're right behind with 20, so it's still very close.
That's how we met Jet Li.
That's right. Ken called him Danny the dog, and he didn't appreciate it.
Okay, and leading into our next question, the category is Still Real to Me, damn it. The first Hell in a Cell match in 1997 featured these 2 WWF superstars born Mark Calloway and Michael Hickenbottom.
Yeah, we can lock in.
You can lock in, Neil? You're relying on wrestling superfan Ken for this one, I assume. Danny, you a big wrestling guy?
Medium fan.
Well, this is Mean Mark Calloway, who also is known as The Undertaker. And I believe Hickenbottom is HBK, Shawn Michaels.
Ooh, shoot. Yeah, I think you might be right with that.
Ooh, yeah.
I said
You said
Mankind, but I'm
Mankind,
thinking
but
of the
you're
other
wrong.
one where he fell through, not the first one. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, so the answer is The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. I thought maybe I might get you with the Mick Foley aspect, but yeah, so the first Hell in a Cell match, pretty forgettable. And it's also the debut of Kane, if you remember that as well. So
He jumps up through the canvas. They're like, that's gotta be.
I think he
Kane."
rips the door off and runs in.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
right. He rips.
That's
the
what
door
happens
off.
when
Big Show comes up
all
to
the
door.
elections he's won. Kane, he like rips through a door to come to meet everyone.
Well, Neil,
My-
after missing that question, Neil, I feel like I've got 1,000 tacks in my back.
My YouTube algorithm is just 90s wrestling stuff. This is crazy. Okay, so question number 7. The category is for sure an athlete. The largest esports prize pool this year was for a tournament playing this game, where to win, you must destroy the enemy's nexus.
All right, we have a guess. Yeah, we'll leave it to you.
So they're locked in. I don't necessarily know this one right off the bat. Do you have any idea, Danny?
I don't know. I mean, like in high school, my parents made me destroy the LexisNexis to get good grades. But like
Usually you have to pay. You have to pay for that one. They don't give you money.
yeah, exactly.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about like the most popular esports games, I don't think it's Fortnite. But then you got like I think League of Legends might be the other big one that a lot of like teams play.
That would be my guess.
Okay, we'll go with League of Legends.
That's what I said as well.
Okay, and both teams will be correct. It is League of Legends.
All right.
You have to destroy the team's nexus to win. It's not at all nerdy. And the prize pool was just a measly $109 million. Just so
Wow. Is this the game that has all those commercials? Like it's like the little cartoonish gameplay, right? And they always have like mobile ads.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of
No.
something else. Which is the one that
Clash
has
of
like
Clans?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, or the one
Clash
that
of
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Clans.
like advertises for.
All
That was-
those ads
that was a
are on
tank
your,
one.
like Facebook of the games that
Yeah.
look fun and somebody's just playing it horribly. They're
Yes.
like I can do better than that.
League of
how they
Legends
get
looks a lot cooler than I thought. Okay.
It's more like a StarCraft or like
yeah,
that kind of.
Okay.
yeah, I think it's more like it.
You're making people
also,
scream right now, Matt.
I know.
It's
I
pretty
don't
much
care.
just StarCraft. It's exactly like it.
All right. Moving along, this category is called movie food. In the final scene of Big Night, 1996, no words are spoken while Stanley Tucci's character cooks what type of food during this uncut 3-minute scene. The scene would be paid homage to in a similarly shot scene later in TV's Billions.
We're locked in. The head writers of Billions love this movie, and it's one of my favorite uncut 3-minute scenes.
I'm pretty sure it's Big Night. It was like an Italian restaurant. They like did Mambo Italiano in like a conga line. So some kind of Italian food, maybe is my guess.
Okay.
But I don't remember actually.
You think it's just spaghetti or
Possibly.
3 minutes of cooking
Who the
spaghetti?
can boil spaghetti in 3 minutes?
Well,
I guess if it's fresh.
yeah. What about meatballs?
Could be meatball. Yeah. I mean pizza. I'm not sure. It seems not.
It's gotta be something kind of mundane, I think.
Okay. Maybe
But-
maybe pizza. Because in Billions, like Bobby Axelrod always went to that pizza shop. That
good
like
memory.
Okay. Let's go pizza.
Yeah, unfortunately not pizza. But if you're a Paul Giamatti fan, you got to see him do this in I believe it was in an unbroken take of him making an omelet.
Yeah, omelet or eggs or frittata. I mean, in the scene in The Big Night, he cracks the eggs and cooks the eggs to completion all in one shot. The camera doesn't move. It's just meant for the audience to kind of just debrief what they've watched. So it's a great scene.
Cool scene.
Okay, next question 9 in the category of Afraid of Americans. David Bowie's late 70s albums Low, Heroes, and Lodger are known as the blank trilogy, where blank is the name of the city Bowie moved to in an effort to kick his addiction to cocaine.
All right, we're locked in here. We chose a city reputable for its lack of cocaine.
You're giving a thumbs up there, Danny. You have an idea?
Yeah, like I didn't actually know about the cocaine part, so it makes it a really weird reason for the title. It's the Berlin trilogy, and
Oh,
I feel like they I could arrive there eventually at some point. 'Cause
it made its
definitely
way
there.
over.
Yeah, I think they have it.
Yeah, we chose a city with no history of cocaine use, Los Angeles.
Well, okay, so it is, of course, Berlin. I didn't think cocaine would play such a role in this question, but it is the Berlin trilogy. So good job, Danny. Okay, moving on to question number 10. The category is things that are for sure real. Most cartographers consider the Bermuda Triangle as an area that spans the coast of Florida, Bermuda, and what other island location?
Well, Neil, given those coordinates, should we say maybe Jamaica or Cuba?
I have absolutely no idea, but I'll trust
Let's
you.
say Jamaica. Who I want to take you?
So they said Jamaica. Another thumbs up, Danny. You know this one?
Yeah, I've been here, so I'm pretty sure. Been on a cruise. Puerto Rico, I believe is the place.
I think I flew over it and managed to make it there and back on my trip to Puerto Rico. So I'm good with that. We'll lock in with Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to call this category throwing in the towel, but I thought that might be too easy. But the answer is Puerto Rico.
Nice. After 5 questions, it looks like Team Heart Foundation only at 40 points, so not performing too strongly. But Triviality Soup for the Soul, taking a commanding lead with the thumbs up of Danny. It's a very powerful thumb. You have 70 points.
Just wait till the second half where that goes down.
Yeah.
That will be a trouble.
It's going down.
Maybe.
It's going to go down.
Before we get to the swing round, just wanted to say a big thank you to all of our patrons. If you'd like to go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast, you can get a ton of great perks that we have for you, including stickers and boxes and things. But most importantly, at $1 level, you get all of these ads taken away. At $5 or more, you get all of our bonus content with the mini bonuses every week, the crop drop, and just allowing us to do all the fun stuff that we're doing on the main feed, like Triviality Mini and Bloodsport and all that good stuff. So if you'd like to support us and help us continue to release content, just head over to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
All right, let's move on to the swing round. What do you have for us today?
The swing round is about numbers. Each answer will in fact be a number between 1 and 10 with no duplicate answers. I'll ask you how many there are of something, and you just have to answer a number between 1 and 10. That's for 2 points. But I'll give you an additional 3 points for telling me all of the somethings in question that there are. For example, I might say how many planets there are in our solar system. Your answer would be 8, and you'd get 2 points. You would get 3 more points for listing all the planets in our solar system. So, here are the 10 questions. How many original X-Men are there, not including Professor X? How many actors have portrayed the Three Stooges from their first performance in 1922 to their final appearance in 1970? How many live-action Star Trek series have been created? How many official members of the Wu-Tang Clan are living? How many Ivy League schools are there in New England? How many NHL teams won the Stanley Cup between 1976 and 1983? How many different mana cards are there in Magic the Gathering, and what are their respective colors? So a card type counts as 1 and a color type counts as 1. How many continents have active volcanoes? And for this question, Oceania is a continent. How many countries reached 1 billion population by the year 1995? And how many Academy Awards did Bong Joon-ho receive himself for his work on Parasite 2019?
All right, we have the questions. Might be a little bit of an uphill battle here, but we'll see how it goes after this break.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
This is an ad from BetterHelp. This holiday season, do something for a special person in your life. You. Give yourself the gift of better mental health. BetterHelp Online Therapy connects you with a qualified therapist via phone, video, or live chat. It's convenient and affordable and can be done from the comfort of your own home. Having someone to talk to is truly a gift, especially during the holidays. Visit BetterHelp.com to learn more and save 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com.
And we are back. We have the numbers and some guesses here. Let's go ahead and get the criteria one more time for Michael.
Sure. So for question number 1 of the swing round, I asked you, how many original X-Men are there, not including Professor X?
So we think there's 4, and we're going to try and name these. We think it's Iceman, Cyclops, Beast, and Jean Grey.
All right. And we said 5. And which was the other one that we added?
Angel. And who became Archangel later, I believe. But yeah.
Great. So the answer is, in fact, 5. And the list I have is Cyclops, Beast, Angel, or Archangel except, Iceman, and Marvel Girl.
Oh.
That is Jean Grey, though.
I think it is Jean Grey. So I'm just going I'm just going to confirm that real quick. Yeah, it is Jean Grey. It says it on the first line. So I accepted it.
So close. We forgot an angel. That's all.
Okay, and the second question of the swing round was, how many actors have portrayed the Three Stooges from their first performance in 1922 to their final appearance in 1970?
We said 7, and in terms of naming them, we can't.
Yeah, we said 6, and we went Larry, Moe, Curly, Larry 2, Moe 2, and Curly 2.
No shame.
Great, well, soup for the soul, you'll get 2 points for this because it is 6 actors played the Three Stooges. Moe Howard, Larry Fine, Shemp Howard, Curly Howard. Then there was Joe Besser, and then Curly Joe DeRita.
Joe.
So
yeah, I knew Shemp was the 4th one, and then I was like, I'm not getting any more after Shemp.
The 3 brothers. Okay, next question in the swing round. How many live-action Star Trek series have been created?
We put 10 on this one, but we don't know.
We said 8, and Danny, you had 8, you think?
Yeah, I wrote it down. It was just like the Three Stooges one. We kind of went with this because of process of elimination with our other answers. Yeah. Should we name them, or how do we do this?
Is 8 correct? And then if 8 is correct.
8 is correct.
Okay. Name the ones that we had then.
Regular Star Trek. Next Generation, and then Picard also had his own show. Mm-hmm. Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, like the Bacula one, and the Strange New Worlds, the new one, and Discovery with Michelle Yeoh.
Okay, so if you're considering Star Trek, the regular one being the original series, then you are correct. That is all 9. So the original series, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, Discovery, Picard, and Strange New Worlds. So well done.
Nice job, Danny.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. How many official members of the Wu-Tang Clan are living?
Yep, so there's originally 9. Old Dirty ODB, I'll say, for the kids, is no longer with us. And then someone joined the group. So we said 9 officially. We said RZA, Jizza, Raekwon, Method Man, Inspector Deck, Ghostface Killa, You God, Master Killa, and Capadonna.
We had the exact same answer. We said 9, and those were our 9.
Well, you're both getting full points on this because that's correct. And, there is the nomical song Method Man that kind of lists them off for you. So if it wasn't for that, I might not have even asked this question. Okay.
I definitely did that before we said all the names.
We had a great conversation because Ken said, what about Redman? And I was like, no, he's not actually in the group. He just hangs out with Method Man. He's like, well, he's a man, though. He's a man. He should be in it.
Yeah, a lot of men. Okay, next question. How many Ivy League schools are there in New England?
We just guessed 8.
All right, so we said 4. And Danny, what were the 4 we said?
So, so 4 being, Harvard. Shout out to my friend Suyeon. Brown, shout out to my boy Ryan. Dartmouth and Yale. And the other ones being Princeton, Columbia, Cornell, and the other one.
That's not. That's
the
not
one that's some president went to. Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is in fact 4. And Danny, you are correct. Didn't know you had so many shout outs to people that went to these schools. But Harvard's in Massachusetts, Yale's in Connecticut, Dartmouth in New Hampshire, and Brown is in Rhode Island. So well done. How many NHL teams won the Stanley Cup between 1976 and 1983?
I'm not sure about this, but we kind of ran out of numbers. We said 1, and if it were to be 1, we'd say the Oilers.
Yeah, we had a little discussion because the Oilers actually comes right after this. We said 2. We went with the Islanders and the Habs, Montreal Canadiens.
And with the Gretzky Oilers coming right after.
Oh, okay.
Sure, yeah. So there were 2 back-to-back dynasties from 76 to 83, and then I think 3 years in a row of the Oilers winning, but it is in fact the Montreal Canadiens and then the New York Islanders. So well done again, Matt and Danny.
Getting smoked.
Well, it's my time to shine now. I think.
Definitely not ours.
How many different mana cards are there in Magic the Gathering, and what are their respective colors? So a card counts as 1, and the color counts as 1.
All right, we said 5. It would be the Black Swamp, Green Forest, Blue Island, Red Mountain, and White Plains.
We said 10 and had no idea what any of that meant.
Okay, so I'm really sorry, but I think maybe my explanation wasn't that clear. I did want the card being 1 and the color being 1. So the answer is in fact 10. I have plains white, islands blue, swamp black, mountain red, forest green. So I don't think we can accept the 5 answer.
Oh, I see how you guessed it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But he did answer it all correctly, right?
Well, I'd like to give you the 3 points, but not the 2 points. How about that?
It's fine. The points are made up anyway, so.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
If we win by 2 points, I will say thank you, sir.
It's really difficult to get lists of things that are like there's only 10 of,
Yeah.
People might know them. So, okay. It was a bad idea later into this, but I was already committed, so I had to do it. I don't know if you're going to keep that in. How many continents have active volcanoes? And for this question, Oceania is a continent.
We said 6 for Europe, Asia, North and South America, Oceania, and Africa.
And we said 7, the 7th being, what did we say? Antarctica has
Antarctica,
one, right? Yeah.
And again, you'd be correct. There are 7, in fact, continents with active volcanoes. The big mountain on Antarctica is a volcano. So 7, and I could list all the continents, but I think we know them.
It's all of them.
Yeah, all of them. How many countries reached a 1 billion population by the year 1995?
Oh.
Yeah, we forgot about this one, but by process of elimination, we said 2.
Yeah.
It's got to be 1.
We said 1, and we went with China.
Also
It
by
is
process
1?
elimination.
I forgot about the 1995 part.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Oh man, we really.
Yeah, well, India had about 900 million around the time. It now has many, many more. But it is 1, China. And the last one of the swing round. How many Academy Awards did Bong Joon-ho himself receive for his work on Parasite?
Yep, we said 3: best director, best picture, and best screenplay, original screenplay.
Yep, we agreed. We said 3 with all those.
Correct. It also did win another award. It won the best foreign language film, I believe it's the name of the category now. But it is given to the country that it came from, which is South Korea. So it is 3: best picture, best director, best screenplay.
Well, after this swing round, Team Triviality Soup for the Soul got points on every question and got full points on every question but 2, which is pretty impressive. But over here at Heart Foundation, we're only going to be...
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good. We're only picking up 10 points, so our total is at 50 going into the second round, and Triviality Soup for the Soul picking up 44 points, bringing their total to 114.
Is it anyone's game, though?
It is not.
It is not.
There might be a few ways to pick up some extra points as we go. Okay, so getting back to our normal rounds, another 10 questions of general knowledge. So this question number 1 in round 2 is the category theme is dictionary. What is the only single word country that in its official English spelling contains all 5 vowels?
All right, well, we thought about it for a good long time, and we cannot come up with it. So tell us what it is, other team, because that's what you're good at.
I was thinking Mozambique, then I was trying to see the U at the end, but I think it might be a little bit earlier in the word. But either way, I think it's Mozambique.
I think it's the QUE at the end. So I agree.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everyone was really in the right region, the countries you were naming and working out, but it is Mozambique. Yeah, every vowel appears one time in that word. I believe in its native Portuguese, it does not have all the letters. Okay, moving on to question number 2 of round 2 in the category of acting. Character actor Tim Blake Nelson is probably best known as the titular character in The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. But it was this movie, for which he was the 3rd billing on, that got him to win his first major award, a Grammy.
In Neal's wheelhouse. Definitely not mine. Danny, do you have any idea on this one?
Got it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it? I don't know.
Well, I think that the Buster Scruggs, it was like a Coen Brothers movie, but he was definitely the 3rd Soggy Bottom brother. So I'm guessing it's like, oh brother, where art thou? Soggy Bottom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So, oh brother, where art thou?
Neil often has a soggy bottom, correct?
That is correct, especially on the heated seats in the winter.
Yeah. We also said, oh brother, where art thou?
Yep, that you're both correct. Oh brother, where art thou? I think the soundtrack to that movie actually won Album of the Year at the Grammys, and he received a Grammy for that. Okay, question number 3 in round 2. The category is lines. What is the name of the magnetic device in electric guitars that captures string vibrations and converts them into electrical signals?
Danny, you play guitar or around guitars?
I do play guitar, mostly acoustic. It might be a pickup. I know exactly the thing. I'm looking at it.
Is this the humbucker?
Pickup.
Is that the pickup? I think that's it. That's the little white piece, right?
I think, yeah.
So you want to go pickup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we also said pickups.
And you're both correct. It is the pickup. Okay, question number 4. The category is songs. From their self-titled debut album, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, this song is known for its strong use of harmony vocals, alliteration, and wordplay. It was also prominently featured in the 2018 Alex Garland film, Annihilation.
All right, we're going to lock in with a guess here. Not too sure which song was used in this movie.
Okay. They're locked in. Crosby, Stills, Nash, Sans Young. I'm not too familiar with their works.
I'm not sure either. I mean, okay. David Crosby looks like a walrus, so I am the walrus. I don't know.
Okay. I don't think that's their song, but it could be. The only song I know is Teach Your Children, but I think that's with the 4th one, with Young. So that wouldn't be that. So I don't have anything. So I Am the Walrus is funny to me. So we're gonna lock in with that.
We said Our House, although I'm not sure if that's young or sans young. So
Sure. So they have a lot of great music, but this song's quite well known, especially for the harmony aspect of it. But the song is called "Helplessly Hoping." And yeah, in the movie Annihilation, for some reason, it just is plunked right in the middle of the movie for no reason. Okay, moving on. So the category for question number 5 is peoples. Tell me one of the 3 most populated cities in Africa. I'll give you 1 point if your answer is the 3rd most populated. 2 points if you give me the 2nd most populated, and 3 points if you can give me the most populated city in Africa. And this is by urban population, not by metro.
all right, well, we're gonna tap out on this one. We did think about it. I think I know the locations of some of these cities, but I can't remember. All right, so what do you guys have?
Danny, what were you thinking?
So I know the thing about Kinshasa, it's the most French-speaking city in the world, more than Paris. And that, and I know Cairo is a lot, but I was thinking Lagos, Nigeria, but it's either Lagos or Kinshasa for me.
I was leaning Lagos. I had written down Johannesburg and Cape Town, but I don't think South Africa has that much population compared to Nigeria.
Yeah,
so
I would, yeah.
So I would lean towards Lagos or Lagos.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, so points given again to Matt and Danny. Lagos is the 2nd most populated city in the continent of Africa. Kinshasa is number 1, and then Cairo is the 3rd. So you did actually mention them all, but Kinshasa has a higher population, only 18 million people.
So how many points for them on that one?
2 points.
2 points. Okay. After 5 in the 2nd round, we're still getting smoked. Newsflash. A hard foundation, only picking up 20 extra points here in this round, so we're at 70. And Triviality Soup for the Soul, picking up 32 points, bringing their total to 146.
Okay. Question number 6 in round 2. The category is Live Long. Who is killed by Commander Krug in the opening act of Star Trek III, The Search for Spock? This will lead to Kirk's further hatred of the Klingon race.
So, I'm not sure. I think, didn't the Scotty actor die though?
He might have, but I thought Spock died in the 3rd one.
No, but
they have to find Spock.
He's coming. He's back.
They have a search for him because he's still alive.
Oh. Okay.
Khan already had his way. So I'm gonna say Scotty.
Okay.
Scotty seemed expendable.
He didn't know.
Didn't know that was coming. Danny, have you seen Star Trek 3?
I have. It's been a while. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's not coming to me.
No.
Was it C-3PO?
They unplugged them. I don't. Yeah, Scotty isn't a bad guess. Who else would they kill off at the beginning of the movie? Who wouldn't be like a main character? Yeah, so I guess we are just gonna guess Scotty as well.
Okay, so Spock is killed, but in Star Trek II, he's brought back to life in Star Trek III. This was not a main character, but it is Kirk's son, Dr. David Marcus, is killed by the Klingons in the opening.
Oh,
act.
okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I think Leonard Nimoy directed the 3rd one, which makes sense because he's not really in the movies that much, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Sorry for killing off Scotty.
I think there's a lot of Star Trek people out there that will enjoy that question.
For sure.
Okay, question number 7, I believe. The category is maps. Assuming Australia is number 1, what is the 2nd largest island in the world that is a wholly independent country?
Okay, they're locked in. I remember somebody arguing for Greenland, but it's not wholly independent, and I don't think it's as big as everyone thinks it is. Danny, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, and New Guinea's cut into 2, so I would think it's Madagascar.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that.
I like to move it.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna go with
Madagascar.
Japan. Pretty big island.
Okay, well, points for one team here. Madagascar is the correct answer. Japan is, I think, broken up into 5 different islands, but Madagascar is itself a country and a wholly independent, an island that is a wholly independent country.
For the listeners at home, Danny is looking very relaxed on a couch, arm above his head,
Kicks our ass.
just kicking our ass with minimal effort, other than brain effort.
He's blowing bubbles.
And it's like 4 a.m. where he is too. So.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question in the category is theater. Which American musician composed the music for the 2011 Broadway play Stick Fly? Perhaps she did some of it out that Brooklyn.
Danny, did you see Stick Fly? I missed that one.
No, but I mean, I just heard that like out that Brooklyn.
Mhm.
You know, it's like Tribeca, right next to De Niro. So that's an
Concrete
Alicia
Jungle.
Keys song, right?
Yeah, it seemed very Concrete Jungle to me as well. So we can lock in with Alicia Keys.
Yeah, she has a show on Broadway right now based on her music called Hell's Kitchen, but this was an earlier work. We said Alicia Keys.
And you'd be correct. Both teams getting points here. Alicia Keys did compose the music for Stick Fly, possibly out that Brooklyn.
Nice.
Okay.
Back on the board after a while there, Neil.
Yeah, it's not going to help though. I don't think.
Okay, question number 9 in the category of politics. White House Chief of Staff-elect Susie Wiles is the daughter of which late NFL player, more known for his many years of sports broadcasting, which includes announcing 16 Super Bowls, more than anyone else?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Howard Cosell. I mean, you know, she's a little bit older lady.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Howard
'Cause
Cosell used to do it, but
Yeah, I mean he did a lot. He did the early ones. I know that. So, and if she's older, then that kind of makes sense. I don't think it's not John Madden or like just Pat Summerall or something like that. So I like that Howard Cosell.
All right, we did in fact say John Madden.
Okay, well, I did hear the correct answer being said, but both teams getting it incorrect. The answer is Pat Summerall.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Madden sidekick. Good for him.
Okay, so the final question of round number 2, the category is Oh Brother. You get 1 point for naming every professional wrestler who won the WWF and WCW heavyweight title during the 90s, and there's a total of 5.
Well, Ken, you're a wrestling fan now.
I'm
so-
a huge wrestling fan, so we're gonna say Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan. We're gonna say
Macho Man.
Macho Man.
We're gonna say Ultimate Warrior.
Okay. Yeah, we could say that.
Like that. We're gonna say Undertaker. Yeah.
No, not Undertaker.
No.
No, we'll say Ric Flair.
Ric Flair and Jake the Snake.
Not Jake the Snake. We'll say Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So we're going through our WCW, WWF knowledge, and I think we're going with a lot of the same answers. We're going Hogan, Flair, Macho Man, Lex Luger, and Ultimate Warrior.
Both teams getting 3 points here. You were correct. And the answers are Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Sorry Heart Foundation, but Bret the Hitman Hart is one of them. And then Big Sexy Kevin Nash is also one.
He won his Diesel. I forgot.
Big Daddy Diesel, yeah.
Yes. So 3 points for both teams. That makes it easy.
How do we forget Big Daddy Diesel?
I know. Well, one thing that we'd like to forget over here at the Hart Foundation is the score, but unfortunately we have to tell everyone at home. With those 3 points and only 10 the rest of the second half, the Hart Foundation is going to be at 83 going into the final round, and Triviality Soup for the Soul picking up 23 points total in the second half, bringing their total to 169. So we'll see what happens. Before we get to the final round and hear those categories from Michael, just want to remind everyone, if you'd like to enjoy more and more content that we're putting on the main feed, like Triviality Mini and Bloodsport, the best thing you can do is support us over at Patreon at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. over there. You don't have to hear these ads anymore for as little as $1 a month. And for as little as $5 a month, you get all of our bonus audio content, which is getting up there to the 70 hours range, I think, Ken. So we're trying to reach 100 hours. We're trying to reach 1,000 patrons. A lot of things that we're trying to reach. So if you could just help us out and give us a lifeline, then we'd appreciate it.
That's right. All right, on to the final round categories. What do you have for us?
Sure. So the 5 categories for the final round are the following. Number 1 is the mind. Number 2 is TV. Number 3 is quotes. Number 4 is health. And number 5 is war.
All right, so mathematically, we lost.
It's a runaway.
Already. So we're just going to bet 15s on all these questions, and Matt and Daniel, they're just staying put.
We're taking a knee.
They're taking a knee, running out the clock. But we're still excited to answer these questions and can't wait to hear them. So let's hear them.
Great. So category 1 of the final round is the mind. What is the name of the mindset shift where a challenging goal becomes more achievable for others to do after someone has first accomplished it? Number 2 is TV. What was the name of the new short-lived sketch comedy program produced by Lorne Michaels during his hiatus from Saturday Night Live in 1985? Number 3 is quotes. Who is quoted as saying, "The eyes of all future generations are upon you, and if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you," in 2019? Question 4 is in health. Quote-unquote Frank's sign is sometimes a physical marker of cardiovascular disease. It can be seen on which part of the body that is typically exposed. And number 5 is war. We're recording this on November 10th. Tomorrow is Remembrance Day in Canada. And for this question, war poet John McCrae wrote In Flanders Fields about his time as a medic during World War I. Flanders Fields is a battleground in which country?
All right, we have our questions, and we're going to consider these, and we'll be right back. And just confirming Matt and Daniel are the cream of the crop today.
Come to me.
Focus Features invites you to succumb to the darkness.
Nosferatu.
From director Robert Eggers comes a masterpiece of horror.
He is coming. This creature is a force more powerful than evil. It is death itself.
Nosferatu. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Special engagements in Dolby and IMAX.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.
All right, all the answers are now in. Like we said, it's predetermined, but let's go ahead and see how we did here anyways.
Sure, thanks. Well, yeah, just like wrestling, this is predetermined.
How dare you?
Okay, so question number 1, the mind. What was the name of the mindset shift where a challenging goal becomes more achievable for others to do after someone has first accomplished it?
Yeah, I believe it was much easier for subsequent Fremen to ride the sandworms after Paul Atreides did it. So we said, fear is the mind killer.
Oh, that's a good one. We tossed around Kevin Garnett's "Anything Is Possible" mind shift, but we went with "Follow the Leader." It sounded nice.
Sure. So no points for either team, unfortunately. If I had included saying that it was the first person to have run the 4-minute mile afterwards, subsequently many people achieved this goal. They got faster, but it's called the Bannister effect.
Bannister.
Oh.
Yeah, because Ken, you mentioned the 4-minute mile.
Yeah. Just couldn't come up with the phrase.
Okay, question number 2 in the category TV. What was the name of the new short-lived sketch comedy program produced by Lorne Michaels during his hiatus from Saturday Night Live in 1985?
Yeah, we toyed between the new show and Kids in the Hall. We couldn't figure out the timing, but we liked Kids in the Hall, so we said Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, we talked about the same two. Kids in the Hall, I think, was later, so we said the new show.
Sure. So points for one team here. Yeah, he did go out to L.A. for a 6-episode stint for the new show.
No points, though.
Oh, didn't you say?
Correct.
Didn't you say? Oh, yeah, no points.
Yeah, we wagered 0.
Oh, oops.
Just pride points.
Okay.
Points,
Quotes. Who is quoted as saying, the eyes of all future generations are upon you. And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you in 2019.
I think this was Greta Thunberg.
We think she said this right before her Betty Rubble laugh. We said Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, yeah, I might have cut the quote a little short. She might have said, "How dare you?" afwords.
Oh, I would have had that.
Greta Thunberg.
I said it was an aggressive quote, like she was yelling at someone, so we should have worked our way back to that.
It's a determined woman. In the category of health, Frank's sign is sometimes a physical marker of heart disease. It can be seen on which part of the body, typically exposed.
We said the hands.
We too went hands.
Okay, so there'll be no points, unfortunately. This was mentioned. It is actually a fold in the earlobe. So if you'd said ear, I would have given it to you guys. But yeah, so it's the sort of a crease that appears in, typically older people that have heart disease. You can kind of see it from that crease.
All right.
And the final question in the category of war poet John McCrae wrote in Flanders Fields about his time as a medic during World War I. Flanders Fields was a battleground in which country?
We said Belgium.
This is the one that Danny was most sure about. We were locked in 100% with Belgium.
Okay. John McCrae was a Canadian hero. He wrote in Flanders Fields. He actually wrote it about 20 minutes away from where I'm living in a city called Guelph, Ontario. But he was talking about his time as a medic in the battlefields of Belgium. So both teams getting points here.
All right. Well, surprise, listeners. There was a comeback. No, there wasn't. The Hart Foundation, we only lost 15 points, I guess, which is a good way to...
We didn't have anything to lose.
We didn't have anything to lose. That was the positive way to look at it. We lost 15 points. So we're going to end with 68. And Triviality, Soup for the Soul, literally did nothing, but still had pride. And they are going to end the game with 169 points, making them today's cream of the crop.
Yeah, I know. I am living a nightmare, and I am the cream.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Thorough whooping.
Yeah, no, it was just great competitor and Danny over there. It's early in the morning, and you were just slapping us around. So
I've written quizzes for Danny
here.
I've written quizzes that Danny's participated in a lot, and it's a difficult quiz to write when you know Danny's playing. Actually,
no, they're really well written questions, Michael. We really appreciate you writing the game. Let's start with Danny. Great game today. Great job. It was fun watching you figure these answers out. Any shout outs or anything you'd like to say before we let you go?
I mean, you guys do this like week to week. You guys put out this awesome podcast. It's a really big honor to be on it. So thank you guys for having me.
Oh, no, of course. What a great performance. We'll have to, if this was a football show, we'd have you in the highlight reel before we start. So great job. And Michael, really well-written game. Really, great clues and kind of questions from all across the board, which is great. It was all over the place as far as different categories, and I think everyone's really going to enjoy it. But any shout-outs for you or anyone you'd like to say hello to?
Nothing too much. I mean, other than to people who know me. So shout out to all of you. No, this was a great experience for sure. Like I've been a Patreon subscriber in the past. I have your magnets on my refrigerator. So, I really appreciate the time for this. And I really like your guys' show. I've been a long-time listener and look forward to seeing you guys in Chicago.
Yeah, we can't wait to all hang out in Chicago again and get the band back together as we did in Detroit. Thank you so much today for taking the time. We know how much time it takes to write a game, and thank you and all of our hosts, obviously, but we'd also like to thank Airwave Media, our network.
That's right. You can find them at airwavemedia.com. Check out other awesome shows like Real Simple Tips, Shadow Realm, and, well, that's interesting.
Oh, I have a real simple tip for you. We might as well end the show.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't think that's where it was going. But yeah, thank you so much to Michael and Danny. It was great to meet you in person. It turns into a fun episode of Triviality, which is always great. So we look forward to hanging with you again, meeting more people at SporkleCon in 2025. But for Jeff, Ken, Michael, Danny, and Matt, my name is Neil, and we'll see you next time on Triviality.